Here.
Okay. Hey, everybody. We have had technical problems like you not believe. And I'm sorry about that, but we are here. Um, I'm here in New York at my sister's and I'm taking care of mom. And Madeline is in the waiting room and we had some issues getting hooked up. So she has such good stuff to show you guys that I said, let's just try it. We're going to wing it, see what happens. We're doing our best. So I'm excited. This is our last Comfort and Joy live that we'll be doing on Thursday. Not sure I want to, but I'm not sure. It has been crazy today. We have had, I think, 6 people come through. We had a music therapist, we had the hospice nurse, we had the hospice tech, we had a lady that came and sang, we had the physical therapist and a caregiver. So I have been busy all day and I didn't have time to get set up. So I'm going live on my phone. Madeline is where she is. So we're just going to do our best here. So it's good to see you guys. Hi, Sheila. Hi, Charlotta and Elaine. Mom is watching the midwife. So she is happy for a couple minutes. And we're going to go ahead and go live. I'm trying to think if there's any announcements. One is thank you all for your orders over Black Friday and whatever, Cyber Monday, whatever it was. Thank you for your orders. And I got them mailed out before I left, but if you're ordering this week, they're going to be a little late. Just wanted to let you know. I didn't close the store. Hey, Lenine, I'm glad you got on. Yes, this has been crazy, crazy. Like yesterday, I drove and my sister, God bless her, left me no instructions like how to do anything. So I got here. It turned out I gave mom pills, but I was supposed to put a spoon with applesauce and I didn't do it. I just gave them to her. She took fine. So anyway, she thought she was missing pills. We finally got that figured out. Then we watched a Call the Midwife marathon and all was fine. And she slept good through the night, but people showed up here at 7:30 in the morning and it has been nonstop. So anyway, it is, but she's great. She's talking, she's laughing, she was knitting, she tried to knit. We lost a knitting needle, but she's reading a book. So all is well. It's good. Anyway, everybody coming. I'm glad. Thanks for hanging in there. I want to introduce our special guest, and that is Madeline Arendt. And she is on the team. And Madeline, you know her. She was the one that did the October kind of promotion, which was the banners. And she shared with us so many projects for banners. And now she has more for the holidays. And if you don't, Madeline is like she's like a Martha Stewart to me. She bakes, she cooks, she crafts, she knits, well, I don't know about knitting, but she quilts, and she does everything. Just loves to try it all. So she has some great things to show you today, and I'm very grateful because I could not have done a show here, and I'm hoping I have enough battery. So if something happens, I might have to run off and get a battery. Okay. So let me bring in Madeline and let me see. When I do this, it's different on my phone. So I'm sorry about this. I'm going to bring her in with me. There she is. Madeline is amazing. And thank you for we were going crazy. Like, what is wrong? What is wrong? Why can't we hear anything? Diane, don't worry. We're just getting started. Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming.
I knew sign language while we were doing that.
No, I hear nothing. It's stupid technology. So hard.
Oh, God, it was so funny. Oh, dear Lord.
Here we are. So,
well,
yeah. All right, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to turn you over to Madeline. I'm going to run in and check on mom, and I'm going to get my battery charger and try to find a plug. My sister lives in this old house, and there's like no outlet, so I have to like unplug things. Anyway, it's all going to be fine. and we are just gonna hang with us, guys, and it's gonna be fun because I know Madeline has amazing stuff. Everybody's saying hi, Madeline.
Hi, everybody. I'm sorry. I'm not even reading the comments because I'm like going.
It's just too much, but it's gonna be fine. I'm in the background, so if there are comments or questions, I'm gonna read them to you while you're going. Not to interrupt, just
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna make you a how do I do that here? Hang on. I'm trying to make you the solo. There we go. All right. Ta-da! There's Madeline.
Well, at least I'm here. I mean, I've been here, but we didn't know if this was going to happen or not.
Yeah.
We're going to have to wing it. I mean, our plan was to have the camera. I could show some things. I'm going to do the best I can.
Yep.
I will show the projects that I have done, and I've shared within the fan club in the last week or so. I show them more up front because I didn't really take a lot of photos or anything. Then the idea that I was going to share today was using Eileen's ornament die, the teacup die, and the snowman die to make ornaments from, or other types of ornaments or decorations. So I will try to include that, but because I can't do it from the camera from my phone, because we can't get them both synced together. If I cannot do that today, I will do a little video of how I did it, because these honeycomb ornaments are all over the place, and I found a a pattern, or whatever you want to call it, to do one that's very simple. So I wanted to share that with you today, and I will do that last. So I'm going to start first because I'm going to have to hold things up, with the photo card keeper that I made with Eileen's. I forget the name of this die again. The new one. But I originally, and I shared a photo of the old one that was made over a dozen years ago, and that was put together here with one of her package toppers, that she had, and I'm sure they're not available anymore. But I took the same idea. I keep, I like to keep these photo cards that I get from family and friends, and I just add. I mean, I punch holes in them, and I just add photos. I just keep adding photos every year. Now you could do them. I do them according to family, but you could do them yearly, and just keep adding them. But this is just two covers of I
The
can't
field.
the field note
Yeah.
die, and I covered it with fabric, front and back. There, I have a fabric for the inside and a fabric for the. You can use fabric, you can use paper, whatever you want to do. And then for this is packaging material that I cut the same piece out of, embossed it with an old snowflake folder. I don't even know whose it is. But then on the back side, I added glitter glue.
Oh,
That gives the sparkle, and it's
wow.
just enough. And then I just trimmed it a little bit. You can do anything, and this time around I'm using binder rings because I find it easier to fit. And all my pictures, some are big, some are little. I don't care if they stick out, but this is a real, and there's a lot. I mean, there's a
Yeah,
lot in here.
there are. And could you like change it out with bigger rings if you had to?
Yeah, you can. I have 2-inch rings right now.
Oh,
Um, uh, I mean, you could start out small. I mean, you can do one per family, depending on or one per year if you wanted to, and just keep them. But yes, I could change these out very easily with 3-inch binder rings, and then just keep going bigger. And I still can put a lot more in here.
yeah,
Um, but I think I'm going to end up making another one, or else divide them up. Like, just if you have a lot of kids, then you're going to get a lot of pictures from your kids. So then you can use one for that part. You can use one for nieces and nephews or whatever. So the thing is, though, it's really a nice keepsake because I've had the one I made originally. I mean, I've had for at least a dozen years, and I just keep adding it. But I put it together with it was like a chenille wired I don't know. I bought it somewhere, and I think I got it at the Container Store actually years ago. And I just would wire it through and then tie it. And
Hmm.
and and on the post that I posted on the fan club page with this, you'll see the original. And that's what I did. I just tied it. I tied it closed, and then I could keep adding and adding. And it was. I mean, this is the same amount of pictures. In fact, I took some out of the original one that I didn't put in this one, and I mean, it held up for all those years without a problem. So this is a nice way to to keep those. I mean, because everybody goes to such an expense to buy, to order those photos,
Right.
and then it's nice to, and I pack this away, and then I bring it out at Christmas time, and the family, I mean, when they're here and friends are here, they'll sit and go through these photos,
It's
and
fun. Kids growing, every year. Yes.
exactly to see the changes. And
Yeah.
I still, in fact, I found the box when I was downstairs earlier. I had made a box that was like Christmas, and I titled Christmas Past, and I had like photos in there. And I'm actually going to take those. I brought those up, and I'm gonna look at those, and I'm gonna try to figure out a way to make something like this, or else I'm going to make them. I'm going to make some kind of a holder for the photos with the slotted treat box,
Oh.
and
Oh,
add files, like, and then
cool.
separate them.
Yeah.
So it's another idea that you can keep photos, old or
Yeah.
new, as memories, for your, to have, or make one, give it to your, other members of the family,
Yeah.
as a keepsake. But this was easy, especially with the new dye. And you don't have to do this part, but it's kind of fun,
Yeah.
that
So you
look.
put on it or,
Yes.
you know, the
Yeah.
name of or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well,
Or
the last one I did, I had Christmas memories on it that I cut from I forget, one of the letter guys from a long time ago. But of course, they were coming off, and I was losing all the letters, and so I needed to redo it. And I could still do that. I could put
yeah.
something here, or I mean, I can even put something right over this. I just
Yep.
didn't get that far, and I actually liked this just the way it was. I'm
It's cool.
I'm I'm leaving it this way. So this is my better close up than the little video I did of showing this, because I didn't show it in like a tutorial, like I've done in the past. I and I'm lucky I got the little video, and I'm pretty happy with the results, because I'm learning to do that. So
They're good. The last one that I saw, I was like, wow, Madeline, go to
I'm
town.
getting I'm getting there. Matthew's helping me a little bit with how to do things, and I'm going to learn, so that I can post these things more often into the fan club, the little tips that I might have, or little ideas, just short ones that people can watch and kind of, get a little inspiration. So that's the photo card keeper that I made, and I just think it's a nice way, and it's pretty simple. I mean, your biggest choice is going to be, what do you want to cover your boards with, you know.
Yeah.
I, I happen to use fabric because I like fabric, so that's what I did for this. But you can use papers, with all the wonderful papers out there. My gosh, the
Yeah.
ideas are crazy. So then
Yeah.
the next thing I did was, I shared that this week, is all your boxes and things that are for packaging. I have
Mhm.
been using them for years to give away little gifts at Christmas time, whether it be for friends that visit the house, or to give to my neighbors, or just little things. So I'm going to start out with, this is the treasure box, and I only use the bottom. I did not make the top, because this one has cellophane bags with goodies in. And again, you can fill sweet or savory, whatever, but just by filling cellophane bags,
Huh.
this is a nice little gift, and you don't have to wrap it. You
Right. It's a
know,
good size.
put a
That's a
little.
lot. It makes me want to know what's in there and have them.
I know. And then in the video I did, I cut out your mandalas out of uh, um, deli paper, or you
Yeah.
can do it out of parchment paper too, and you can and there and the white against the tan The
Mhm.
craft color is great. I mean, you can cover your mat board also if you want. Use white. Take white and paint it, or
Yeah.
whatever you want, or stamp on it. Just stamp on Christmas patterns. But I thought that this was a nice combination.
Yeah. It looks kind of like bakery-ish, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly, exactly. So then, this holds, I mean, you could put cookies,
Mhm.
packaged cookies in here too, but I thought this was a perfect one for little baggies of goodies. So
Yeah.
so that's the first one. Now I made all of these out of the craft mat board. So then this one is one of my favorites, and I know it's not available anymore, but this is the loaf pan.
Yeah.
And I love this. And I just found some downstairs that I had cut out a couple years
Oh,
ago, and I covered it with craft colored paper, but it's got snowflakes on it, and I
oh,
put them together for cookies for my neighbors.
oh,
So this is the same thing. Again, I cut the mandala die out of another Christmas print, and I used it to kind of, just give it a little bit of color, a little bit of decoration. And then this one is just packaged with actually store-bought cookies and candies. And then I
you,
just stuck it in a cellophane bag, and tied it
yeah.
with ribbon.
It looks professional, like you would go to Harry and David or one of those,
Exactly. You'd buy it at a gift shop, it's something you'd buy at a gift shop. So that's another idea. And if you've got this loaf pan, man, it's one of my favorites. And
good one.
it is a good one.
I wish that was still around, but I could probably do some cuts and put them in the Etsy store, you know? I mean,
because, I mean, they're selling little loaf pans like this at the
right.
craft shop, to
Yeah.
put, like at Michael's and stuff, to put your candies or cookies in. So,
Yeah.
and I've made this, and when I make my cookies, I like to make little ones. This will actually hold at least a dozen and a half cookies if you make them small enough. And
Yeah.
I've given them away, and people are just like, "Oh, that's so nice." So
Well,
that's another idea for a storage. I mean, all of your dies, Eileen, all your boxes. Looking at what Jenny shared the other day with where she put together two of the boxes and she put the little candles in it. That's a
oh,
fantastic idea. I
yeah,
mean,
I saw that.
y-
I
y- yeah. I mean,
me okay.
so now of course, this is another one that's I can't tell you how many times I've used this, the gift box with the scallops. So again, I did it out of craft colored uh, mat board, and this is tied with. I had this elastic
Oh,
tinsel ribbon that's
cute.
perfect. So this one, I just, I left it plain. Now you could stamp on this. You could draw with doodle with white ink pens and make some designs on any of these too. But again, this one I just filled. I filled with cookies.
Oh,
Little,
yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
this one will hold about a dozen, over
Wow.
a dozen, maybe between 16 and 18. So a dozen, between a dozen and dozen and a half cookies. So
Wow.
little ones. But I mean, I have it lined with some deli paper. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's just and then when you empty it, I mean, the box is still usable.
Box. Yeah.
So that's another one. And then the biggest one, I did wrap this in. I didn't have any cellophane, so I had to wrap it in tissue. But this is actually the bottom one. I don't know if you noticed. This is one of the little. This is from the label.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh, from
just
the
Yeah,
scrapbook.
yeah.
Box.
I
Yeah.
just tied it on. So I mean, I would have wrapped this in cellophane just because then you can see through it. But
But
I didn't do that. I didn't have any, and I wasn't going out because it was really cold here yesterday and today, and I was like, I'm not going out.
have you gotten snow, Madeline?
We have gotten snow. We've had about close to 2 inches.
Oh,
So this one is the slotted treat box.
yeah. Wow. Look at all of that.
Yes, because of the depth of this, you
Yeah.
could fit. There's two cookies in each of these little holders, so
Yeah.
you could fit two, four, six, eight, 10. You can probably fit about a dozen and a half cookies in here too, if you really wanted to, or you could put little muffins, or you could put little. cup, whatever. I didn't put the cover on this, but again, I used the craft, and then I cut out the mandalas out of just, decorative paper, and then I just kind of brought the red and green in with the muffin liners, and again, you could fill this with cookies, or you could fill it with handmade, like other treats, like this, like I did with this box. You could do the savories and put four small cellophane bags with goodies in. So that's another way of giving handmade um, food items. But again, you could use these for other gifts too. It doesn't necessarily have to be edibles, you know.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
that's my ideas for the how to use some of your dyes as packaging, and they come in handy. I mean, I before you came out with all of these boxes, I
Yeah.
had one that was a Sizzix dye, and I think it was by not Hero Arts. What was the company that we were taught you couldn't remember with the gray in the name.
Oh, Basic Gray.
Right. Basic Gray had a box
Uh,
smaller than this, but bigger than the others, and you could close it. And
yeah,
that one I used a lot for giving cookies away or candy away, handmade homemade candies. And that one I'm sure is not around either, but I still have it. And man, that was my go-to box for gift
yeah,
giving until you came out with the loaf pan.
yeah.
I love that one. So that's my ideas for packaging, and of course, look at all the other dyes. I mean, like look at what Jenny did with combining to put to make a thin one, but you could still put some goodies in that. But the candle idea was really clever. So that was my ideas for that. So then I wanted to make these honeycomb ornaments like everybody is showing. I mean, they're all over Instagram, and by the way you glue them,
Right.
when you do the layers is how you get the pattern. So
Yeah.
I came up with hold on, it just fell. I just
Oop.
dropped. Um, well, actually, before I show you that one, this is what I made with again, this is
Oh,
the teacup. This is the teacup
get
die,
that.
and I didn't do any honeycomb on this. I just put these, I glued them together. I folded them and put them together, and then I put some glitter on it. But that was the teacup die that's turned upside down. The handle's cut off, made into
Adore.
a bell ornament.
I love that.
And I have others that I made a few years back when this dye first came out. And in the next couple weeks, maybe I can share with the group some of those
Yeah.
again, because
Yeah.
we have so many new fan club members that they haven't seen them.
Yeah. The one I have is you made a banner
Right.
out of cups, and you just, took the handles off, cut them off, and
Exactly. So, and then this one, this I played around with.
oh, pretty.
Do you know what this is?
Is that the ornament one? No. Oh, the snowman. Get out. Look at that.
Turned upside
Oh,
down.
how
And then
adorable. The snow.
the
Uh,
snowflake on the top, and then
oh,
yeah.
you
And
are.
this is actually made out of crinoline.
Wait, hold. I can't
Oh,
see.
I'm sorry.
Crinoline.
Yes, I have a length of crinoline I bought at the fabric store. So I decided to cut a bunch of these out, and I should have stiffened it first. I should have actually brushed it with some Mod Podge or something to give it a little bit of stiffener. Now I could have glued these two to kind of make it honeycomb, but I decided not to.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah. So, but it still makes a cute ornament.
thing.
Yeah, and I just turned it upside.
I have no clue. All right. Diane says you're brilliant.
I don't, my mind just works a totally different way, and I think I like the challenge of getting the die and seeing, okay, you can
What?
do more, you can do more with it, you know.
Yep.
Yeah. And again, I'm not reading everybody's comments, so when later on tonight when I sit down, I will go through. I'll go through everything, and I'll reply. So then I took then I took the snowman and
Oh,
I just made a folded one. I didn't do any honeycomb on this one either, but this is actually I have an old copy of Frosty the Snowman music and
yeah.
lyrics.
Oh,
So I copied it and then I cut
uh,
my pieces out of it and then put it together. I used the snowflake on the bottom. You don't have to, but I did. It thought, and then I just put a little bit of red and green decoration on it to just give it some color.
sure.
Um, you know,
Mary, are you for hire?
I should have done this. I mean, I should have gotten to this business a long time ago, you know.
You, well, you did.
Well,
You've
I
been,
did, but I mean, I like decorating. I
yeah.
mean, anybody remembers the time when we did Comfort and Joy the first time, and we did the house tour at Christmas time. I mean,
Perhaps
I enjoy doing that.
you should reshare. That was amazing.
Yeah, yeah. So that's another little idea with the, using the snowman die and then the teacup die and then the ornament die. Um, this is the one that I came up with.
Oh, cute.
Isn't
Oh,
that cute? Isn't that, and that's using two different, oh, it's using
yeah.
two different papers.
I love the gold.
And it's really easy because when you go to glue, you glue
Yeah,
I'm going to try to show this, and if I can't show it today, I'll do a little video, like I did with the other things, and
that'd be great.
and this one is the easiest, and it's actually the one I like the best that I've seen, because you're only gluing when you're gluing these, you're gluing one top, and the next one's the bottom. You're only so you're not doing like some
Um,
of them do like two or three.
yeah, in the middle. Yeah,
Yeah,
I have a video from last year where I did one too, but yours is definitely prettier. I
I
love gold.
yeah, I mean, and by changing the colors, because the one that I was going to share, that I was going to do here, in person, I'll show you the different color combinations.
Hmm.
But then I just, and then I threaded a button in the bottom just to kind of give it a little bit of a different finish, and then button on two buttons on the top,
Oh,
and then,
yeah.
then the string is in the middle, comes through. So, I mean, that's a really cute ornament.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and how, I wonder though, could you flatten that to ship it or no?
You know, you probably could. You'd have to give them instructions, but before it's glued
Yeah,
together.
right.
You could mail it, and then they
Yeah.
would have to glue
Yeah.
the one section together.
Piece of strip or something, they just have to peel.
That's true. Yes, doing double-sided adhesive. You know what? I'll attempt playing with that when I do, because I cut three out, and this one only uses I used two different papers, 10 of each.
Okay.
There's 20 circles. And you know
Okay.
what? I'm watching these videos and everybody's hand cutting these circles. Well,
That,
when you got the ornament die, you
yeah.
layer your papers and you can
Yeah.
do
Cut 5 at a time. Or,
exactly. And
um,
you get perfect circles,
right.
because when you're cutting, sometimes you're not really cutting perfect circles.
Yeah.
So using the die to cut them makes it so much easier.
Yeah. Well,
You
good. If
you know,
anybody that I have it, the 3 ornament die in
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I mean, just, because almost all of them you're seeing are circles. I mean, you can do them out of shapes, and you just
Yeah.
got to play around with where you glue them. But I mean, seriously, this one, and if you're using some fancy papers, I
Yeah.
mean, you can make some pretty darn good looking, ornaments.
Now, is that cardstock did you use?
It's plain cardstock, and it's actually cardstock with only decorated on one side, so it's white on the back, and so you're not losing that, the pattern, by using the double sided. So this is cardstock, both of them. The red is a little bit lighter weight. The other one is a little bit heavier weight, but not super heavy. But it's white backed, so it's and that's all 10 of the red, 10 of the print. You
Okay.
fold them in half, and then you're just gluing them together.
Very nice.
And I did add some ink to the edges just because I liked, because the white, because it is white, got a
Oh,
white
side.
backing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I decided to just ink the
Oh,
edges. I actually like the way it looks with the inked edges.
yeah. It looks really pretty.
So
And
that was what I was going to share today, and I started putting another one together, and I'll show you a little bit. I don't I it's going to be too hard to kind of, but
yeah,
I'll give you a couple tips, and then I will do this as a short video and share it with the fan club on the
yeah.
club page. Okay.
Sharon, welcome. Sharon was passing through and saw the video and had to stop by and say hi. She said you could dip the edges in glitter too.
Yeah.
Wasn't that?
Well, that's kind of what I did with this one.
Oh, yeah.
That's what instead of, doing the honeycomb, I didn't. I just did the folds, but then I did put glitter on the edges. And that's, the picture here doesn't do it justice. This morning when I was letting it dry, when I got up this morning and it was laying on the counter, I was like, "Oh my gosh, just that little bit of glitter
Yeah.
made all the difference in the world to this little thing." It was pretty funny how much it added to it. So, yeah.
Touches. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the things that I did this year, and I will try, if we have time. I'll give you. I'll kind of walk through this other, the ball. But then I know I shared this when we did the slotted box, but I haven't shared it online very much.
Oh,
But this is a slotted box. Again, I like brown paper packages,
yeah.
as you can tell. So this is my brown paper package, and then you open it up.
This crazy, guys. Look at that.
My
Would you
little
ever suspect that that was in that plain
Yeah,
brown wrap?
yeah.
Oh,
I think that's such a cute. I actually want to do another one. This kind of reminds me of what Sarah Lizzie made with the gift box with
oh,
her.
right.
I I love that, and I'm after this week, I'm going to play around with it. I want to make one of those and kind of do a little bit something different. And then in the cover, I put some other things in it, but I want to do another one. And I'm actually in the cover, I want to extend the scene. I'm going to do some trees and some
Oh,
other stuff that will fit into the cover that I can extend the two of them,
yeah.
you know? So
Yeah. Same size. Just one is a little not as deep.
not as deep. So, I could do something in a scene with trees and something like that would be perfect for
Yeah.
this narrower one. But this
Oh,
one fits the little Tim Holtz houses.
yes. Oh, they're so cute.
So, and then but the clouds from your die are up there, and then the fences,
The
those
little,
are
oh,
all yeah, yeah. So,
that,
that's the good thing about these dyes. They're so interchangeable, and you can combine them together so easily. So that one I wanted to share because I only shared it when we did the release of the slotted box, and I haven't even showed it online very much. So now I'm going to. But this one was fun to do. It's a little piddly, but you know what? It's
yeah,
worth it.
special. That's like one of those, wow. I've
Yeah, yeah.
opened like that. It'd be cool to have it hinged like sideways, so
I thought about that too because I'm trying to figure out a way that would be easy, to close and open. And that's something, those are all those little tips and tricks you got to just kind of play around with and you
out.
know figure out. But somebody on the team or in the fan club is going to figure something out. I know that because watching and seeing everything
Yeah.
has been amazing. I mean, there are so many projects I have seen,
Yeah. I
and
know.
considering we weren't sure how we were going to work this comforting
I
joy out this year.
It turned out to be more amazing. Like every day, there's just something new. And what I love is it's everybody that's sharing, you
Yes,
know?
yes, that's what I was like, every time I'd open, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is
Yeah.
fantastic." So then before I show that, if we have time, I wanted to show, this is the project I made last year when we did the Comfort and Joy, and we did the classes online, the day of
Yeah.
classes. This was
Oh, your banner. Yes.
I did this banner, and this one was this one
What
was,
without a banner?
huh? Yeah,
It would without a banner.
exactly. So this is done with fabric. This one was done with fabric. But this
Pretty.
is the one, this is the project that I had the instructions online for last year with,
Yep.
and then we did
Yeah.
as the project for that. And then, but again, these were done, I did these, and these are done out of paper.
Oh, cute.
This is done out of paper. Well, then this fabric, this red check thing is like fabric. But
Oh,
I mean, that's all your dyes except the letters. But everything on there, the dyes are
I
your
love
dyes.
bows at the bottom
The bows were are from the one with the snowflake and the wreath.
and the wreath. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That,
So there's so many uses for all of those. And then this was another paper one that I made, and this one doesn't have a word. This is just decorated with flowers and stuff.
oh, look at that. That is beautiful.
I mean, that's just paper.
Yeah. That is so,
That's really a cute little banner to hang somewhere in your door or your window. Or I mean, I hang them in windows, I hang them on doors, I hang them. You can hang them anywhere. I mean, seriously, I mean, you can find a spot.
you do. You have a
I just pulled out all my Christmas ones the other day so that I can figure out where I'm going to hang them. And this
yeah.
one I think I shared online not too long ago, but this is done with the mitten one.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
It's the mittens, and they were I stiffened the what this is felt. This is made out, they're felt. So I stiffened the felt, and then I cut them, and then I embossed them with your sweater, the sweater dye.
Now, are they glued together or they kind of slid
Yeah,
and
I did glue them together just to
oh,
kind of, to
yeah,
stay
are
in
they,
place, just to keep them in place. But I
yeah.
mean, that's it's just wintry, so you can hang this for all winter long on something,
Yeah.
you
I
know.
love little hearts. Everybody is liking them.
The
My
hearts, yeah,
other
that's all from the dye. The rickrack and the hearts are all from the mitten dye.
yeah,
So
Aaron is requesting another Christmas tour of see
that's so funny.
heart.
Maybe. Kevin came over today on his way home from the firehouse, and he brought my Christmas tree up and put it up for me.
Oh,
So I'm slowly,
all right.
slowly thinking
Well,
about getting stuff up. So, and then I have one last thing I want to share. This was my very first project for Comfort and Joy, the very first year.
oh,
I made this album.
wow. Is that the journal die?
This is the journal die. This is the original journal die, and I cut it. I cut the covers out of like the plastic that
Like
what's
a
this?
plant feeling kind of thing, or like
Yeah. But then I I did your letters, Comfort and Joy, from your that one the old homemade alphabet die.
yes,
And
yep,
that's one of my favorites. So that the lettering is from that, and then I did, and that's just decoupaged on with on this, so you can see. So then you can see the papers through the cover. But then I just made like I made folders, and I made some things to write on. But this was my very first one. That was the first year you did Comfort and Joy.
yes, that was fun. I remember. I think I saw that at your house when I came to see you.
Yeah, yeah, because I think I have a lot of these out. Some of them I keep out,
Yeah,
especially journals I keep out. Um, so then, yeah, and then I got all the little, the funny,
yes, get those
you know,
fun.
yeah, yeah. So that one I wanted to share with because I know that there's a lot of people that are so new to the group that they haven't seen a lot of these things, and they haven't gone back into all of the files that you have on the fan club page to see all of these projects. You
Yeah,
know, there's so
fun.
many. So just to quickly, let's see which one. So I cut, like I said, I cut circles, and I cut them out of two different papers. Um, for this one, I have a printed paper, and you don't have to worry about so much, like they're not going to see this design because of the way it's folded, but still you're going to know that it's pattern. And then this one. So this
Oh,
is going to be the combination of these two. And then so I started gluing them. So you fold them all in half, and then you fold them in half, and then one of the halves gets glued to.
right. The other half.
you
Yeah.
just you just keep going. So I think I have 10 of them glued together right now. And then I would continue on with this other stack that I have. And then see this, and so there's white on the back.
Right.
So this is going to be the center where you put your hanger through. So, and it's going to end up being, when you put them all together, it's pretty wide. It's oops, I just dropped
Yeah.
them all.
Use cardstock.
Yeah, I mean, and it would be thicker if you use thicker cardstock, but one's a little bit on the thin side. But see, that's how thick that is.
Yeah.
And the idea is, when you're gluing them, you want to keep them really tight, flat here, so you're always pushing them down, and you want to have your edges nice and together. Um, and then that's where I will string, once I get this all glued together before. Oh geez, I just dropped. This doesn't work when you're trying to hold things together. But for gluing, so I decide for each of the designs I'm using of paper. For this checked one, I would probably just run a little bit of glue across the top here.
Okay.
Just a line here, and then glue these together. This
Right.
next one, I would do it on same distance, but from the bottom
Yep.
out, glue those together. And then you
Yep.
keep doing that. This pattern, I would do it at the top. This other pattern, I would do it at the bottom. Let it dry really, really well. And then when you open it up, so you
Ah.
can, this is glued at top, this is
Yep.
glued at the bottom, and you get this pattern.
Ease. Yeah. Carol says she'd like to try it with vellum. That would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, now with vellum, well, you probably would want to use like zip dry or something, or double-sided adhesive, a thin one,
Like
because
the adhesive through, but
yeah,
still, I mean, they're packed together pretty tight. It's not
yeah,
like you're
that's true. That's true. I mean, you can attempt to use another kind of glue. The thing is, if you use I mean, I use the regular white glue. I either use like what you have, the art glitter glue, or ThermoWeb has one that's called Ultra Bond that I like, and it's pretty similar to the glitter glue. Um, but you'd have to kind of test it on a piece of vellum so it doesn't bubble,
yeah.
just to make sure. I mean, it's not a big deal. You could find out something to do, but I'm sure it would be very pretty,
Yeah.
but you might want to either use one of those other type of adhesives, or else the double-sided tape,
Yeah.
as long
Now,
as it holds together.
20 circles?
How many circles?
20, did you say
Yes,
total?
this one's 20. 10 of one color, 10 of the other, of the print. So
Okay.
20 is perfect. I mean, it's a perfect amount. You could add more, but then it would be tighter. Your gaps would be a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
Um, I
You,
wouldn't go too much, because I actually like, especially if you're using the contrast like that, you see the contrast better if you use about 20 of them.
yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, that's my opinion. I mean, and you can do what you want. I mean, seriously, there's no given rule. I've been watching these videos online to make all these honeycomb ornaments, and they're using. I mean, some of them use a lot more. Some of them use, you know, like the teacup one. I think I only have 12 full. I cut 12 pieces, and then folded them half, and then just glued, then glued them together. I'd like to play around and try to do a honeycomb with something like this. I just didn't have the time to do it.
I don't see why that wouldn't work too, or other shapes that you might have.
Yeah, you can because I've seen some with other shapes, and I'm like, okay, because like, how did they do that? Because you've got some, if you've got
Right.
different, you know,
I
it
think
depends where you glue it.
I would think they would have to be like a mirror image so you can glue to the back of the other one. You know what I mean? So it
Yes,
could be like, because I was thinking it'd be cute to do like a little camper, but those are not the same on either side. You know what? They're not symmetrical. So I
right.
don't work, but maybe there's a way. But anyway,
Yeah.
Karen said that it works with stiffened fabric and that quilt charm packs are good. And
Oh,
then
yeah, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, yeah.
Diane said, how do you make the hanger for it? Uh,
That's just some string I have, some like cording that it's not real heavy. Um, I have some elastic when I was going to use the elastic cording. I didn't want that on there. I wanted something that's a little bit more substantial and didn't really, bounce. So
and
because in fact, here, I mean, I've got one ready for this next one where I strung the button on it. So this is like that what's that company? Hemtique or what's it
and-
called? I
yep.
think this is their natural
Oh,
cord. I think
yeah.
that this is theirs.
Yeah. Okay.
So something like that. I mean, something like that. Not real heavy. You could use probably like 1/8 inch ribbon if you had some. Um,
Yeah.
you, you just don't want it too bulky. Um, but then like this will get glued. Like if this was all together, when I went to glue it together, I would run this,
Right.
right down this center here, put some glue on there, and then bring this around to close it up.
So that would stick it in there, but also glue to
Yeah,
the backing.
yes, it'll stay in, and then and like this one, I you don't have to add the buttons, but I thought the buttons at the top were kind of a.
Yeah, it's nice.
I just threaded the cording through the two holes in the buttons, and you
Oh,
know
yeah.
so
Perfect.
just a little, to finish it off a little bit. So that is a kind of a contest.
That's good. You did it. You did it, Madeline.
I didn't think you were going to get anything done today.
I know. I was wondering that too. Wait, let me come in here and see if I can
It was funny. It was like so. Yeah. So
Yeah,
you
that
never know, right, Eileen?
go. We did it. You did it.
What a riot! Oh my
Yeah.
God. So
You know,
I
yeah. Oh, Karen. So when is the tour, please? She
oh
says.
gosh. Well, we'll
Now,
have to think about that. I'll have a discussion with Eileen and see what we can come up with maybe.
well,
So
how everything's going at your place.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I mean, if it, doing this stuff definitely is a godsend to me. It helps me just, it helps a lot. It helps a lot, and I really enjoy the group that you have and sharing ideas with them, and I mean, I'm blown away with. I mean, I'm every day I'm seeing all of these projects that everybody's doing, not just the team and but all of I'm like, what in the world? I mean, all the yeah, it's fun. It's fun to see, and I think everybody kind of feels the same way. It keeps us, it just kind of helps us.
Yeah. To go when you just want to kind of take a break from reality and just have a minute to yourself, and you know that everybody in there is where you are, and just nice.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean, all the projects that everybody's sharing, and I hope they share more, even though the month is almost over, and you
right.
know, it'd be fun to see what they're making for Christmas, and if they've gotten any inspiration from anything I've done, that's great. I mean, I went and ordered those little snowmen, those spun paper things like from that project that Amy
Oh,
made.
yes.
So I
Oh,
have them. I've got one started. I can't wait to finish it. I mean, I saw those. I go, oh my God, those are so darn cute. I have to make those. So I have a list I actually made myself a list, and I hope to gosh I can do it in the next couple weeks. Of all the projects that everybody's been sharing, they go, okay, I want to try that. I want to try that. I want to try.
Funny how the least little thing that you see, you're like, wait a minute, what if you did it this way? Or, you tried a different material or a different dye, but the same idea, and
Yeah,
that's how we all, I think a lot of people, some people, it's funny when I teach, I think there are people who just want to make it the same
right.
as
Oh, true.
me, which is technically kind of hard to do sometimes if you don't have the right stuff. And, so
Right.
that's a challenge there. And then some people like to get an idea off one thing and then maybe do it in another color or,
Mhm.
you
Well,
know,
what
paint.
was it the other day that you shared, or somebody was like, somebody shared something. I go, oh gosh, the ideas start.
Amy said that makes her very happy that you know men.
Oh, I can't wait to finish it. I've got it started, but I had to stop because I was doing some other things, and I was getting ready for I didn't do anything for Thanksgiving other than offer my house for my
You
kids.
house,
I mean, I
which
had a house, but the kids did everything.
that's good. You have good kids.
I mean, everything. I made 2 pies because I wanted to. Other than that, I touched nothing on Thursday. They did
Good.
it all.
Well, I would like to say that, but I did a lot. The thing is, it's the timing of everything. So if your kids did that, Jason made the turkey. It was weird. He cut it like open. Um,
Seen that. I've been seeing people do that.
yeah, and it did cook a lot faster. So, but we had 19 people there, and like 9 of them were kids, or 8 of them were kids.
You
Oh
had
my,
a you had a house full of little ones. Oh my god.
it was a lot. And yeah, it was just a lot of people in a little space. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you guys all had a good time too
yeah.
for
Yeah, it was very nice. I mean, Kevin and Allie and the girls came over early, then they had to leave because they had to go to her brother's. And then Matthew couldn't. He was supposed to come, but he couldn't. He and Andrew couldn't make it. But I only had 9. There was 9 here for dinner, but
lucky.
we deep fry turkey.
Yum. I have had that and it's delicious.
It's delicious, and they actually Kevin injects it with Cajun spices. It is phenomenal.
Oh,
It's phenomenal. It cooks pretty fast too, instead of roasting a regular turkey. So that we had that, but it was crazy. And then my granddaughter Madeline was home from the Marines,
that's so cool.
and that was really nice to see her and have her home. And
I just got that that Maddie, it's Madeline. I didn't know they named her after you. I mean, I should have thought of that, but I
I
always hear call her Maddie.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I was not expecting that. I thought they were joking with me when before she was, they said if it's a girl, they're calling her Madeline Rose after me and Joe's mother. And I was like, you're not calling her Madeline. And they did.
well, your grandkids look beautiful and
So yeah,
handsome.
yeah. And then Joe, my and Grant and Joseph was here, and he's got chef training. So
Yeah.
basically, you know, it
Oh,
was all the food was left to them, and it was just
that's great.
it was really nice. It was really nice.
It's good
So
to
it was good. So yeah, so I'll keep sharing with everybody, and I just love what everybody has done. I like I said, I can't wait. I, maybe tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow because I have an
stuff.
appointment tomorrow, but maybe the rest of the week. I think I'm going to get back to working on those little snowman pins that Amy made, and I just love them. And then the ideas. I mean, I'm forgetting all the ideas I saw. I mean, Jenny's stitching and
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah.
all of them are just phenomenal. And then it's the stuff that I'm seeing some of the fan members make. Oh my goodness gracious!
I love it. I wish I had more time. I was kind of offline last week and now this week I'm here with mom. So maybe at night I can catch up, but it's
Keep up with
every
all.
life goes, you do it when you can, and in the meantime we always know that, there's somebody that has a minute and they're going to post stuff, and we'll, get
Yeah, it's great. It's great to see, and you have a wonderful group. I mean, not that others groups aren't great, but boy, I just love. I love seeing what's going on,
uh,
with everybody and how willing they are to share.
anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about, it's the Eileen Hull Fan Club. It's just a really nice group. We have about 8,000 members now. We're always looking for more. Just answer the questions, and you're part of the group. And just do a lot of creating, encouraging each other. We get inspired by each other.
Yeah,
It's a safe, nice group. So we would love for you to join. So
sure, for sure.
yeah.
Well,
And
we did it, Eileen.
we did it. That was a miracle because we were like 20 minutes late. We just couldn't get it down. Then my picture went off. Then we're on the phone. Like, oh my God, this is not good.
Oh my Lord! Yeah, you just never know. I mean, I don't know.
Well, we're here. So thanks everybody. Thanks
Yes,
for
thank you, everyone. Like I said, I didn't get to see everybody's. I mean, I'm like, I'm missing everybody's comments. So I'll sit later on. It's a good thing for me to do. I'll sit later on and I'll read through them and I'll answer. I try to reply to everybody's comment, whether no matter what, because if you came and you watched,
thank you.
yeah, yes, thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Madeline, because you are like an never-ending font of of inspiration. Everything you do.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. When you made a comment about Martha Stewart,
Yeah,
it was so funny because my kids used to call me Martha.
I
Because,
believe.
like my kids, and then when I was still working, the group that I worked with at the high school, they would call me Martha. Okay, Martha.
I'm telling you, she always has, like, you go to her house and she gives you like a little special treat when you leave to take in the car with you and
And
bakes.
that's where
I,
all these little boxes and stuff come in handy. All these wonderful little things that you can give to people who are visiting you.
nice. That's nice. When people come to visit, I like to put a little something in their room, like a little treat or something, M&Ms or, just,
Something.
to get
And
good for they can hang out in my house, not
And
go.
what better way to display them but with an Eileen Hull die.
Well, that would be nice. Sometimes they just get a bag, but
I know. I know.
and-
I know.
all right. Well, thanks everybody for coming on. And
Definitely. I have no lights on. I feel like I'm sitting in this dark room. I forgot to put lights on in the.
it's like you've got a black background or something.
I know. Well, it is getting dark here, so.
Well, you look like a movie star
Oh dear, please.
too. No, that sweater looks good on you with the white.
Yeah, this is one of my new ones. I was like, okay, I'm putting my new sweater on. So, well, this was fun.
It was Chelsea
Considering.
today. There
Yeah,
you
yeah.
wouldn't have known.
And I will work on a little. I can't do it tonight, and I won't be able to do it tomorrow. But before the weekend, I'll do a little video on. I keep forgetting how to do this. On this particular one, and this, I love them, but this one was the easiest one to make,
Really pretty.
and I really like the look of it. I mean, I think you can get some nice looks with just just gluing it top and bottom like that. You want to make sure you kind of do it in the same spot to get
Right.
get it consistent. But
Yeah.
I think it's the dark and the light together.
I
Oops.
do. But the metallic, I think, is
I'm
yeah,
gonna, I'm gonna look into some more of the metallic papers and see what I can come up with and try to
it's really pretty.
do another one.
All right.
So, all right, everyone. Thank you for coming. I appreciate everybody, and I appreciate you, Eileen.
Oh, it's the other way around, but all right. Well,
We did
thank
it.
and on Thursday, I'm not sure. That's the day that there's not like a lot of people here with me. There's like nobody here with me, so I'm not sure how that's going to go, but I'll try. And if not, I might record something and just post that instead. So we'll see.
Yeah,
Um, but it's important that I'm here with mom, and she's doing great. So
that's good. That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
yeah,
So when does your sister come back?
she's coming back Friday
Oh, okay, that's not so bad.
and gets back in. And we're gonna do. It was crazy on Friday. I was driving. I left at 9. I had to be here by 5. Last person left at 5, and then Kathy took my sister Marie to the airport. Then she went to the airport, went to Florida, so she's come. This whole crazy thing, but it all worked out. So yeah, it's good I can be with mom, and she's doing well. She got up 4 times today with the PT lady, stood up, which we never thought she would do. Honestly, I didn't think she was going to live the way she was. And now it's like she's talking. She was knitting, reading.
That's
It
fantastic that she's knitting.
at 89. Yeah.
Good.
They
I mean, even if she's not following a pattern, if she's just
right,
knitting,
just knit a row, purl a row. So she can do that. Yeah. So anyway,
that's
all right,
fantastic.
it's
And
good.
I do knit. I do knit. When you ask, I do knit.
Of course. You probably made a sweater.
No, not this one. I used to knit a lot. I used to like, I mean, not like Jenny Atkinson.
Yeah, that's knitting.
I mean, whoa, man, way beyond my, yeah. I mean, I did some tricky stuff, but not like that. That's amazing.
I knit a sweater for my husband when I first met him for Christmas, and I was so tired. I knit and knit. I switched off with my sister, and I went to stitch it up just so I could give it to him, and I made a puffy sleeve. I probably told this already. And he wore it with a puffy sleeve one side. It was like,
That's
which
funny. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Oh my God, that's hysterical. Yeah, no, I did that.
knit. You do it all. I'm calling you Martha, not Madeline.
I tried. It's keeps. There's a few things I tried that I didn't like, but I
Yeah,
tried. I would try stuff, just
yeah.
because. One of them is macrame. My mother-in-law used to macrame and did some nice things. I was like, I did a couple things. Like, forget it. I'm done with that.
I would like to. I haven't yet, but I have a book, so I
Yeah,
someday.
it's cool. I mean, and then you can do some fun things, but I just couldn't get into it like she did. She did some really intricate knots and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's a lot to learn.
forget that. All
To learn
right.
a couple things that you don't do.
Yeah, for
All right,
sure. For sure.
all right. Well, I'm gonna end this.
Yes.